Covenant is directed by Ridley Scott and is the sequel to Prometheus but the prequel to Alien, and in this film, the crew of a ship called the Covenant is heading to a planet to hopefully colonize, but when they find out there's a much closer planet with better vital signs, they decide to go there first. And of course, that was a bad idea, because there's some really horrible shit there. I know I'm definitely in the minority when I say that I love Prometheus. The scientist characters, I could have done without them, but I found that to be a very smart and risky sci-fi movie. It was risky because a lot of people went in expecting xenomorphs, and we didn't get that. And a lot of people complained that there were no xenomorphs, and so this time around, rather than continuing the Prometheus storyline the way they had initially thought, they have decided to mash up Alien and Prometheus, and here these films converge. We finally get some answers about certain things that were left hanging in Prometheus, but for the most part, this is a movie that has a Prometheus-esque feel. There's even some musical themes that are directly from Prometheus, but it's an Alien movie. From the very beginning, you can hear Jerry Goldsmith's score, done by a new person this time around named Jed Kurzel, because obviously Goldsmith has since passed away, but they are going for the Alien feel. Even the way the title comes on the screen is flat out Alien. And so Ridley Scott is dealing with a lot of cool things here, and things that I get really excited about, because not only am I a sucker for movies that involve isolation in space, or planets, or aliens, or things like that, no one directs sci-fi like Ridley Scott. No one. Not only are all of his science fiction films absurdly gorgeous, they are all very bold, and they have a lot to say. It's not just about the alien creature. Even the first Alien, which some could just call a movie about a monster on a ship, had so many more themes just in its art direction, the production design, the pseudo-sexual imagery. Everything about that film is as close to perfect as movies get. And I could talk for days about Blade Runner, the things I didn't like about it, the things I love about it. That's such a thought-provoking movie, and Prometheus, as I said, I found to be a very smart movie. Here in Alien Covenant, he once again has made a gorgeous film. And it's easy to say that and kind of shrug it off, but it's important to realize how much work really goes into making a film this beautiful. Even though there's a lot of CG, a lot of stuff is in camera. You can tell, because Scott is obsessed with getting things in camera. If you ever watch the special features of Prometheus, you'd be blown away at just how much of that movie was not green screen. And here once again, this film is breathtaking. This is easily one of the most beautiful looking films I've seen all year. There are shots that are still burned into my subconscious, and they're gonna stay there forever. It is not a great film though, and I have problems with it, and a lot of it does have to do with tone. There is definitely a point in which Prometheus converges with Alien, and it's that point that feels off. It's very exciting and fun to watch, and everything looks amazing, and all of the acting is top-notch. But tonally, there's a very dramatic shift in the third act that, while I was excited for it and hoping for it and looking forward to seeing it,